people as possible. And what I find really amazing and gratifying is the fact that so many parents have remarked to me, and in the reviews, that they have learned so much and have really enjoyed reading the books along with their children. So that's something that I didn't really expect to happen as much. But one of my goals is to
educate.
Yes, educate and
in a sneaky way,
entice the parents
yes.
to get out there and go to these places with their children,
sure.
as a family unit, or teachers
well, I always ask the authors, what did you really want to get out of writing and publishing a book? What do you want to get out of it? Do you want a bestseller? Do you just want to have the book in your hand? Do you want to give it to your family? What is it that you wanted to get out of this writing publishing experience?
Well, I wanted to have as many people as possible become aware of the treasures that we have here in this country. This month, July, happens to be Park Recreation
Right.
Month. And we're coming up on the 100th anniversary, the centennial of the National Park Service in August.
And if you've ever visited any of the national parks, it's just, I have, one of my goals, I don't know when I'm going to do this, is that the National Park Service has a series of sites you can visit in New York Harbor that are historical, and it's part of the National Park Service, and that's
yes.
one of my goals of parks to see.
Well, people, when they hear national parks, they think of
Grand Canyon.
Outdoors, yeah, right. Mount Rushmore, Grand Canyon,
Yosemite,
Yellowstone,
yeah.
Yosemite. And they're not all parks. I mean,
No.
the National Park System has over 400.
It's huge.
And they're beaches, they're volcanoes.
Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt's house.
Right. They're tiny, tiny little memorials like Thaddeus Kosciuszko, the Polish engineer who helped Washington during the Revolution. They have a tiny little monument in Philadelphia. So some of them are big, some of them are small. Some of them are monuments, like the Statue of Liberty. I mean, there are theaters like Ford's Theater. That's a national park.
Well, it's the United States version of World Heritage Sites. It's U.S. heritage sites. And it's a wonderful way to learn history. I know my goal as an author was I just wanted kids to read my books and learn about the things that were in my books. And it's so wonderful when you have a kid who's read the book and then comes up to you and say, I really like that book.
And I love to keep in touch with the kids. Well, right now during the summer, I do a lot of marketing, trying to set up some of my school visits for the following year. But some of them that I've done last year for Read Across America in March, I did a whole day at a school district, and I went to 7 classes ranging from 2nd grade up to 7th grade. Some of them special needs students, some of them students in the general population. And I shared different books with them. I had a great time, but I asked them to keep in touch with me, and they did. I got more than 20 letters from them, that they actually wrote. I gave them my information, and they contacted me. They kept in touch. I mean, it was great. I mean, there are so many ways you can involve kids in reading. I did a pajama party during
oh, that's great.
Read Across America Week. And that was fun, too. That was,
Do these sites carry your books?
Yes, some of them do. The Statue of Liberty is right on Liberty Island, and the Ellis Island book is in the Ellis Island gift shop. Some of the others don't. They have them in. They're available online at Amazon. They're available in independent bookstores in some of the areas, not necessarily on the site. So they're pretty much available anywhere. If you ask for it in a store and they don't have them, it can be ordered.
Well, that's true of libraries. If I know the Nassau County Library System and the Suffolk as well, they have to approve the book, and then they put it in the system, and they're not in all the libraries because each librarian has say as to what books are in the library. But if someone goes into my local library and asks for my books, they have to, since it's in the system, they have to find it somewhere and get it.
Right, and where I live, I'm also part of a large library system. There are about 30 libraries, so it's the same there.
Yeah.
Physically, my books have been, I have donated my books to a few of the libraries.
Me too.
And but they're available throughout the system. And I love to do book fairs too, of course, and book festivals. That's great, because then you can really get to meet them. And it's great when you have, like there's one book festival in upstate New York, the Hudson, and I've done that one for 5 years now. And it's great when somebody comes up to you, oh yeah, okay, I've been waiting for this book. And they come back as each book is released. It's great.
What's your next book?
Well, that's another thing I do in each of the books. At the end of each of the books, I tell what the next stop's going to be.
Oh, great.
So at the end, usually at the end, I ask the children some kind of question or pose some kind of problem. In this one, I ask, wouldn't you like to research your ancestors at Ellis Island? And I show them that you can do so at the computer terminals.
Yeah.
And then I have my next stop. And the next stop is going to be George Washington's home
in Mount Vernon,
which is in production now and should be out in a couple of months.
That's great. That's great. So where are you going after that?
Well, I have written a few more manuscripts, and when I write, it's an ongoing process. I do the research, which takes a while. Then I put the information together, and after I put the information together, I have to edit, revise, because
Because that's what you do.
a picture book
Has a format.
And is generally anywhere between 500 and 750 words. So there's a lot of editing. And then it goes through a final transformation when the illustrations are added.
That's right.
And I'm fortunate that my illustrator works with me and
your husband,
my husband.
Correct?
So I have a lot of push and pull an interface with the illustrations. Sometimes when you work with a publishing company, even if you have a series,
they want to use their own
They use their illustrator.
These are a lot of things that people who are aspiring, especially to write children, everybody wants to write a children's book. Well, not everybody. But they don't understand that writing a children's book, there's a format, and there are rules you have to follow, and the publishers are oftentimes an obstacle. And these are the kinds of things that they go, oh, like that. But it's been really interesting talking to you.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have a tip for writers?
Persistence.
I have a tip.
Don't give up.
I have a tip for writers who are being interviewed. And I learned this from watching the political conventions. If someone in an interview asks you a question that you don't know the answer to, answer some other question.
Well, that's pretty much what they do.
So I wish you a great deal of luck, and it's wonderful to speak to someone where we have so many parallels in careers and actually objectives for writing. So best of luck to you.
Thank you so much, and thanks again for inviting me.
Keep in touch.
Thank you.